welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. Today, we're going to take a look at the Bobbi Brown Opalescent Dream eyeshadow palette. This is part of the holiday collection, and there are 8 shadows here. 4 of them are considered metallic and 4 of them are mattes. These are made in the US and they are 0.06 ounces each, or just about 2 grams. So let's go ahead and swatch these first. So they are alternating mattes and metallics. That first shade there you can see is very, very light. And this is the top row. So you can see we've got like an ivory white shade here. This is going to be a slightly golden champagne metallic. Then we have kind of the same shape as slightly more yellow in matte. And then this last one is like more of a rose gold champagne, more like rosy mauve taupe champagne. It's kind of like all those mixed together to really get all those tones. But essentially it's like a little bit of a rosy mauve champagne shade. And then the bottom row has my 2 favorite shades in here. So we have a soft petal pink. You can barely see that on my skin. And then this one here is like a taupe metallic, which I really like. It's a soft brown and it's not quite as cool as some taupes. It's actually got a little bit of warmth in it. Then we have like a true mauve rose matte, and then this purple metallic. And you can see it's a blue based, like a blue violet metallic. And this is the Opalescent Dream palette. Now, if you're not familiar with the Bobbi Brown shadows, these are, a traditional eyeshadow. The metallics, they're like a basic metallic. They're not going to be as strongly metallicized as something like Pat McGrath. They're not going to be like that super creamy formula like Natasha Denona. These are really more of your traditional classic formula, and they perform well, but keep in mind that several of these shades in here are going to be very, very light. And overall, this is going to give you more of that like pastel, opulent, opalescent kind of look. Now, when I hear the term opalescent, I think of like color shifting and so forth. These are not that. This is more like all of these shades in here are colors that you would see in an opal, but none of them are shifting or anything like that. Everything is going to be soft here. Okay. And then I also picked up 2 of the new Luxe Defining lipsticks. So these are 1 gram each. They are made in Italy. This one here is Avant Gardenia, and this one here is Avant Gardenia, and you can see that this is really more of a medium rose shade. It's in the promo photos, it looks a lot cooler, more plummy, but it's really not. It's really more of that neutral rose. And then we also have First Edition. Now you can see that these lipsticks, First Edition looks much more brown in the photos, but it's really more of a warm peach. You can see here that these are more like a lipstick crayon in shape. They've got the point. You do have a sharpener down here at the bottom, and these are twist up and twist down. They're actually very creamy. They're not going to be quite as firm as some lipstick crayons. And when you put them on, you get this like creamy emollient texture. It dries down to more of a vinyl texture, and it really lasts. It's comfortable on the lips. I think these are a really nice new lipstick. And this is a new lipstick line. These are not new shades. This is actually a new like formula and everything. So I like these. Again, we have Avant Gardenia and First Edition. So right now I'm going to share with you this look and another look using all of these items. All right, so we're going to do our first look with the Opalescent Dream palette. First, there is a sticker on the mirror, so that comes off. And on my skin, I have the Cocondo Moisture Foundation in 012 with the Sisley blush in number 5, Rosewood, topped with the Givenchy Prisme Libre Holiday Highlighter. And we're going to start off with this matte shade here in the first row, and I'm going to be using the Crease 2 brush from Sonia G. So just going to get a little bit up here, and there's no eye primer or anything on today. Just kind of want to see how they wear without primer. Just gonna put this in the crease, and I am kind of going slightly above the crease actually as well. We're gonna put a little bit more up there. So I'm going right on that bone. Taking the same brush, I'm gonna go into the ivory shade at the top and just going to kind of go right under the brow. And I'm concentrating more on the inside to kind of brighten that area a little. Taking the Sonyeji soft shader, let's actually dip into this purple shade. And we're going to put a little bit of this on the outer portion. Just kind of want to see how this looks when you just use a little bit. Oh, I really like that. Actually, let's go to the halfway point. I just used a little bit so you can kind of see. Actually, I'll just show you on the lid. So this is a little bit stretched out so you can see how you can kind of shear that. Look at that. There is a sheen there. So you can see the sheen, I guess, you know, that makes me think more of this Opalescent Dream because, you know, I don't know. The term opalescent, I would expect more like duochrome type shadows. This obviously isn't, but I was very, very curious because of this purple and this like taupey shade. Actually, those are the two shades that called to me the most. Let's put the taupe one on the other eye. So that's this one here, using the same brush. And let's see what this one looks like. Just gonna get a little bit more. This looks like it's gonna be, you know, one of those perfect everyday taupes for me. It's cooler in tone. Look at that. Ooh, I love that color. That's a really pretty color. I really like both of these. I'm gonna go ahead and go over the purple with the taupe for today and see how those layer. Oh, when you layer that, look at that beautiful color that you get when you layer it. And you get like a hint of the purple, almost duochrome, not quite, but you know, you do see like glimpses of both colors. That's really pretty. Let's go ahead and put some of the purple on top of the other eye and see. This is probably more opaque. So again, just using a little tiny bit of the purple to put on top and spread it out. Actually, I like it both ways. I kind of like it with the taupe on the base and just a touch of purple spread out on top. What do you guys think? All right, for the inner corner, I'm taking the pencil one into the pink, and I'm just gonna twirl this in here a little bit. This is a matte shade. Usually I use something shimmery on the inner corner, but let's see how this works. Added a little bit of brightening without being noticeable. And let's go ahead and line the eyes. I think for the lower lash line, let's go with the taupe. And for the upper lash line, I'm taking the Chantecaille Luster Glide eyeliner in Violet Damask. This is like a blue purple, so a blue violet shade. Okay, so I have a line right there. I'm just gonna take the pencil one and smudge that a bit. Just kind of smudging it more into the lash line. So this is the eye look then up close. I'm gonna add some mascara and then I'll be back and we're gonna look at one of the new lipsticks. All right, so this is the eye look and I feel like this look kind of wants like a pink kind of lipstick. So we're gonna go in, I picked up two of the new Luxe Defining lipsticks. We're gonna go in with Avant Gardenia, which is a little bit more of a plummy rose shade. And the great thing about these is that you've got this really nice point here. And I mean, unfortunately, I think the point will wear away, but there is a sharpener on this. So just something to note, and let's get started. So this is Avant Gardenia. It's actually not quite as plummy as it is in the promo photos, in the swatch pictures. It's more of a, like, almost an antique rose with a little touch of plum. So it's not quite as cool tone as it looks in the advertisements. But I think it's a good color for this particular look. And let me show you from a distance. So this is the final look. Thanks. All right, so today I have the NARS eye primer on, and I'm starting with the Refer 27. And I'm gonna go into the second shade here, which is kind of like a little bit of a satiny tan. Put that in the crease here. And this is kind of like a bigger brush. So I'm just kind of taking what's left and putting that under the brow a little bit. All right, I wiped off the brush and now I'm gonna go into this last shade here. This one's a little bit more of a rosy brown shade. I just tapped off a little bit and I'm gonna add this to the crease very softly, and I'm staying in the crease here. So it is a wider brush, so it's gonna be a wider swath of color, but I'm being careful not to go, you know, like too far above. And next I want to go into this mauvey. It's like a matte mauve kind of shade. I'm using the same brush. I just wiped it off and knocked off any extra. Just gonna kind of put this on here. And then same brush, I wiped it off, going into the light pink. And this time, you know, this look is kind of the opposite of what people would normally do with the shimmer in the crease and the matte on the lid. We are going to add a little bit of a shimmery shade. I just wanted to see what these looked like on their own first. So here are the matte pinks. And, you know, we're going to actually add just a light dusting of the one that we used originally in the crease. So I actually put that on the side here, knocked off the extra, and just lightly tapping over everything here. Okay, next I'm going to take a finger in that same shade and just add an extra touch of that right in the center. All right, so that kind of toned down the pink a little bit, but you can still see those shades shining through because it was kind of tapped on lightly. And I think for the lower lash line, let's go into this shade here. I'm going to use the Smith 302 brush and just going to add a little bit of this to lower lashes. Okay, I'm taking the Victoria Beckham eye kajal in Ash. So this is the smoky gray. I'm going to add this to the lash line, and I'm using the smudger on the other side to just kind of soften that because I want it to be light. Okay, I'm going to add some mascara and then let's do lips. Okay, so now let's move in with the Luxe Defining Lipstick in First Edition. And I think this one's peachier. So here is First Edition. And this is the final look from a distance. So I hope that was helpful. Now, this palette itself is in cardboard packaging. There is a mirror here, and I believe it retails for like $39 US. So it's actually, you know, a pretty good deal to get 8 shadows here if you are interested in the colors. I think they are very pretty. My favorite shades are going to be this taupe and the purple shade. And I also really like this second shade in the palette as well. Those are going to be kind of my go-to shades, but I think they're great for, like, this would be a great like palette for the office and stuff because you've got just a little bit of shimmer if you want to add that in. You've got mattes, everything's kind of light and easy. I think it's a really nice like everyday palette. The lipsticks themselves, I really like the way that these feel and perform on the lips. Again, they've got really good wear time and they're very comfortable. I do wish that the promo photos were a little bit more accurate. I would like, you know, this is neutral and this is warm. And, you know, when looking at the photos, I thought this was gonna be cool and this was gonna be neutral. And yeah, I just wish things were slightly cooler than they are, so that they were like, I would love to see this to be a little bit plummier personally. But overall, I really love the formula for all of these items. I think they are really nice. Is the eyeshadow palette, you know, the best I've ever used or anything like that? No, it's not. But I do think for $39, it's a nice array of colors, and these are going to be your basic eyeshadows. So yeah, if you have an interest in it, I think it's a good palette. And I think these lipsticks are definitely something worth exploring. I think they, you know, they hold up really well through the day without getting dry or uncomfortable or having a very matte look, which is great. One of the things I like to do with these is, you know, once it kind of like dries down and you're left just more with that vinyl texture, I like to top it with a gloss, but I really like to have kind of that slick emollient feeling on my lips. So I usually top them with the Tower 28 clear gloss as the day moves on. And again, the color lasts really well. So it's not that they're transfer proof, it's just that enough of it kind of sets into your lips to give it a nice stain. But you can see here that they are not transfer proof. That is basically it. So I don't have a palette with exactly these colors. I feel like all of these shades, aside from the purple, which I feel like most purples have more of a pink base, this one has more of a blue base. I feel like all of these other colors are ones that we all have in our collections, or, you know, something very similar. So it's nothing really extraordinary or, you know, new in color story or anything. So if you have them already and you're not looking for something new, you know, go ahead and pass on the palette. But if this is a color story that interests you, I do think that it is a good deal. And yeah, so overall, I like the palette and I really like the lipsticks. So that's kind of where I've fallen on these items. And I'd love to know if you've tried them or if you have any interest in these. And if you have any like particular swatch requests, please let me know and I'd be happy to accommodate you. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this or found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing and sharing this video with others. And I hope to see you very soon. So have a great day and stay safe and healthy.